in the last few lessons, we've seen that when writing JSX, we can use curly braces to force the evaluation of any kind of JavaScript expression and output the final product to the screen. So here is yet another example of something we can do with that. So rather than having text and URL constants, what I'd like to do in this lesson is define plain functions that return those strings. Then what we're going to do is invoke those functions directly in line. So here's how that's going to look. Right here above my link component, I'll define two arrow functions. The first one is going to be generate URL, and that's going to be a simple arrow function. So I'll just define a function without any parameters, and I will use the ES6 automatic implicit return syntax like so, and simply return this URL right here. So I'm just going to cut it and paste it right here. And below, I will define a very similar arrow function called generate text. And that will be a basic arrow function that always returns the string go to Wikipedia. So I have two basic functions that each return the exact same string each time. So in my link component, I'm going to delete these former two constants, which of course is going to cause a little bit of errors down here, but that's not a problem. And of course, what I can do inside those curly braces is any valid JavaScript code, including function invocations. So for example, here, I can reference my generate text function, which we defined above. And more importantly than just reference it, of course, I want to run it, I want to invoke it. So within those curly braces, I'm going to reference the function and invoke it with parentheses. And the result will be the exact same. When this code is running, React is going to invoke generate text. It's going to get the text go to Wikipedia. That is going to be the final evaluation of this curly brace interior syntax. And so that will be what is going to be output to the screen. Same logic applies here. We no longer have access to a URL constant, but we do have a generate URL function that we can invoke in line. So once again, React will see the function, it will run it, it will generate this string, and this string will become the value that we provide to the href attribute. All right, so now we can see that we can do a lot of fancy stuff inside the curly braces. We can do any kind of JavaScript logic, whether it be addition or multiplication or concatenation, or referencing an object property or an array index position, or even invoking a function like this. And that function, of course, doesn't have to be something as simple as a function that always produces the same string. It can be a dynamic function that has if statements and else statements and produces a different value depending on the input. All of that is still valid within JSX as long as we remember to wrap that JavaScript syntax in curly braces. That is the key distinction so that React can understand the HTML-related segments of our JSX as well as the JavaScript parts of our JSX. All the JavaScript expression logic must be within curly braces. That's all there is to cover in this lesson, so I will see you in the next one.